Hello everyone, this is Ibrahim speaking. Today is episode 19 of how to build a website from scratch. In today's episode, we're going to continue on file upload. Last time we created a structure, and today we're actually going to start uploading files, and we're going to create that functionality. So let's get started. Back to our favorite machine, and on today's episode, we're going to continue with the file upload. Like I said before, in order to upload files, I want to put them in a separate folder. I don't want them to be part of our framework, because every time we will deploy, we will have to basically redeploy all our files, and I don't want that. I want to have them independent from our framework. So we're going to create a separate folder called Scratch Upload for example, and we're going to set that up inside our Apache config. So basically, it's going to be an alias. It's not even going to be part of the code base. It's going to be it can be anywhere basically, but I still added it to www and var www and then Scratch Upload. And it's going to be on the URL. All you need to do is just access the upload directory, and then you can access them. One of the most annoying things when you're creating a separate folder for upload is file permission. And it takes a toll on you because it's never the way you want. And it's also, at least me, I'm always skeptical to add things into, like, to give the permission 777, meaning you can do whatever you want on that folder. And I don't really want that. I just want, well, I guess there's no choice. We will have to put 777 on the folder, but the files can be given a different protection. Different permission. So inside the config folder, we have the dev server.conf, and this is where we're going to add an alias to basically to the URL. So you can go to scratchblock.com/uploads, and from there you can just access all your uploaded files. But in reality, it's going to be under var www scratch uploads. And of course, on our final server, we'll also need to set this up. So that's why I'm going to copy these to the prod server also. That way, if it's a different folder name, it's fine, as long as it is set up. So like production can be different than the dev environment. For example, in our dev environment, we can just have like template, sample images or whatever files we want. And in our production server, we can have the real thing. So here I'm just going to test to see if those files are accessible, and looks like they are. Now it means if I upload any files over there, we can access them from the URL, which is a good thing. It means we can upload files for our images or for our blog post and make them available. This is another thing here that I made a mistake. I typed multi-type, and it's supposed to be multi-part, but it's one of those things you have to do in order to upload files. If you just leave that empty, like enc type, I guess it's the encoding type, the way it handles the post data. And you have to make sure it's there, because in the beginning I was trying to do it without including that, and it wasn't sending the file at all. These are functions that we made available through the upload file.php class. What it does is basically all the functionality we need for a file is already there, like how to save them. So basically we just give it a path and save, and then it's going to do all the internal PHP stuff. Because when you upload a file, at least with PHP and Apache, here's what happens. It creates a temporary file inside the temp folder. That is, if you didn't modify it. It creates a file there, and it's there temporarily, and it will disappear anyway. So PHP gives you access to that name. It tells you, here's the name of that file. So now it's up to you if you want to move it somewhere else, or do something with it, because the temp file is always going to be it's going to be deleted anyway. So you have to make sure you move it and save it. So instead of doing all this process, this class here, we could just call save, and then it'll work for us. Here, let me see, what is the problem? Oh, right. Yeah, because of the typo I made, instead of multi-type, it's supposed to be multi-part. So I'm going to fix that. There. I had to go on the website to find the correct value. I knew there was something wrong. I just didn't know how it's supposed to look like. I'm just gonna find random files here to upload. I like this image, by the way. I made it and it's available on my blog. It's from Journey, the game Journey. If you haven't played it already, I'd definitely recommend. But anyway, back to our framework. Yeah, I also, because I copied this from my blog, I need to name them properly. If you have different namespace, it won't load properly. And here I was struggling for a second. First of all, you have to do this, and then also inside the file, you need to fix the namespace, which is supposed to be plugin, then server. But here I have plugin and request. And of course, I didn't see that while I was recording. So yeah, until now, yeah. You will see me do that very often. Just pause the video because I struggle for a while and I don't know how to fix it, and then I have to pause and take my time to fix it. These videos take like at least an hour to record, and I pause a lot. Sometimes like halfway through something, I just pause it and go, I don't know, have lunch, take a shower, or go out, and then I come back later. So you might see the time frame change every once in a while. Let's see here. The one thing I haven't done really here is validation, which is very important, but I haven't done it because, like I said, it's super annoying. And but I have to do it anyway. I have to do it. Make sure that to check if the files are correctly there, and I mean are correctly uploaded. Yeah, you want to make sure, because never trust the user. So here's one quick thing I did here just to remove any invalid characters from our file name, because you know a user can upload a weird file name, and they can actually access some weird stuff on your computer by doing that, like if you don't sanitize the properly. You have to remember this file is going to be saved inside your computer, so might as well make sure that it is done correctly. What if they save a .php file and then they figure out a way to call that file with through the URL, and then your server runs it, and then they steal all your information. So you got to be very careful. Never trust the user. Never trust user input. Here, all I did was just do like basic regular expression and remove any character that's not A to Z. Of course, I made a mistake in that regex. Not A to Z, lowercase or uppercase, numbers. You know, if there's a dot or a dash, that's it. All the other characters, I replaced them with an underscore. And of course, I got that wrong because I don't know how to call that little character. You know, that little hat that's on the 6th key. Yeah, it's supposed to be inside the bracket, but I have it outside, and I was wondering, why is this not working? Because if you have it as first character, it means begin with that. Regex is something, I don't know how you could teach someone regex. I don't even know how I learned it. It's just this complicated thing that I don't. Regular expression is not regular. It's the most irregular thing ever created, but I don't know why they call it regular expression. And also, I made another mistake that I'm spotting just now. But anyway, that's fine. I'll fix it in the future, because all this is just looking at one character. It's not looking at multiple characters. So yeah. Anyway, now that I'm properly validating just the file name, let's see what else is here. So I'm gonna set the path, and the path I set it up already on top, or did I? But anyway, I want to put a constant in there and have it call. Oh, do I have it? Yes, upload path. But this is the way you access it through the URL. That's not how it's gonna be saved. When it's saved, it's gonna have to be the regular one, var www scratch upload whatever, and I have to make that. Externalize that maybe inside the Apache config, so that way we can we can set up the path only once, really like outside of our application. I mean, not in the framework either, just in the conf files, because you know in production it could be different, so might as well have a value that's not hard-coded inside a class here. So I'm just creating this function here to create a directory, because I was thinking, what if I try to create a directory that doesn't exist? How do I deal with that? And of course, while I was trying to do that, I was, you know, experimenting. So you can see me add things, remove them, and I wasn't sure because I forgot how PHP handles this process. If you just try to create a full directory and that has child directories, it's not going to work directly. So I was thinking first maybe I should do an array and check if each folder, and if they don't exist, then create them. But that was one way. I mean, of course, it might work, but there's also just a simple function called make make directory basically. And what it does is, I mean, the first parameter you give it the directory. The second one is sorry, not the second one is for permission. The third parameter is the important one, which is recursive. So basically, you tell it if you want to create every child directory that comes with that. And that's all I needed really. So all this code I'm writing right now is just crap. I'm gonna have to remove that. There you go. I'm not sure if I figure it out yet. Okay, make there, and first one null. I mean, it's not supposed to be null, but well, that's what I thought at first. You have to remember, you're watching me think here. I'm not just, I don't have all the solutions. I'm figuring things out on the fly, so yeah. And of course it fails. It tells me, yeah, I couldn't save the file. And I think the main problem is permissions. So I'm gonna go and check the permissions for that folder. See how, well, of course not Scratch, it's Scratch upload. So I have to go back. I'm gonna change it to the web server to be the owner of these files. By default, I think on Ubuntu, if you have Apache, it's www-data. That's the default. That's the server name basically. I know it differs from different Linux flavors, but yeah. So I want to make sure that when I create, it creates with the right permissions. Otherwise, I won't be able to serve that. So I'm gonna put the directory. I think the default one is 777. So yeah, I have to go with that. That doesn't make it's a directory. It's not executable. So yeah. Let's see. And one thing is we don't want to have like all our folders, all our files inside a single folder. We want to make sure we separate them. For example, we'll have, I mean, we could have the year and then the month, but here I'm just going to have the year for now. And of course, this is wrong. The file path is correct as the way it is saved in the, but outside of this, it needs to be, what is it called? Uploads, just host name and then uploads, because that's the only part that is accessible through the web. So I want to make sure, okay, I say this is going to be the path, so I'm going to have a path and a real path. The real path is var www scratch upload, and then the other path is just uploads. That's what we're going to save in the database because, we want to access those files. So I'm going to test that. Hopefully I wrote it correctly. I save. Of course, that didn't work because I made a mistake again. I made it to save inside uploads while upload doesn't exist. It's supposed to save inside var www scratch upload. And here, I mean, I thought I didn't know that this wasn't a mistake, but anyway, I added a error handler here, which is a good thing. If if it can't save, just throw an error. Throw a big error, tell us, hey, doesn't work. Maybe it's the permissions. I need to create like an error handler for permissions to just make our life easier. All this is going to be useful later when we try to improve our application, like aesthetic wise and verbose type of improvement, to make like once we add JavaScript and make sure that everything we do gives us back an error that JavaScript can parse and display on the page. And this is one function here that I should have just used, is dir to check if it's a directory. And yeah. Uploads it's a directory and it works. Okay, that's it. That was the problem. So once I remove my debugging code, and I think we're good to go. Okay, it uploaded. This is the image it just uploaded. I just took one of the images that were there already and uploaded that back to our framework, and it's supposed to be inside the folder now. I'm just gonna do some quick CSS to make the image fit. That's it. Yeah, there you go. Now we can upload files, and it's not limited to just images. How about let's try another image first. Now we uploaded our logo. There you go. Works. So basically in the future we might have inside the articles we can upload stuff. For now it works. I'm just gonna try a zip file. It's not gonna display properly in the bottom, but still it's gonna upload this file. And I make them, whatever. Okay. There, we uploaded a zip file. So here they are. This is the upload folder and all our files are there. So if you want to serve it through our website, we can. Alright guys, now we have uploads working, so we can finish this upload process in the next video, where we can make it more verbose and useful to us. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gonna keep on making them until we have a fully functioning website that we can upload on the web. If you haven't already, please leave a thumbs up to let me know that you love this video, and so I can continue uploading. Alright, you'll see me next time.